our viewers are
sorry.
warm and are masking up if they're leaving their homes today.
Mask up, guys.
Yeah. So, CHOOLWE, what do you think we can do? Like, what's our role as the citizens? How can we work with the government to help eradicate this I don't even know what to call it, this pandemic, you know?
I think first and foremost, dissemination of information is very important. We still have people who do not understand what coronavirus is. They've heard about it.
Yeah.
They know about it and they know that it's a killer disease, but they do not know what is actually going on, what is on the ground. They don't know why it is killing people. Well, neither do the scientists anyway, but yeah, we need to get information out there. People need to understand why we're asking them to mask up. I mean, it's pointless for someone to have a mask and they're only covering their chin or they're only covering their mouth. They need to understand that, no, if you're wearing a mask, you need to cover your entire breathing area.
Yeah.
Your nose, your mouth.
I think it's called a face mask for a reason. It's supposed to cover your nose and your mouth, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We need to actually tell people why they're wearing the mask. I know we tell them, but then, even just if you are sitting down with your family and you notice they're doing something that isn't right.
Yeah.
A lot of times we walk into the house, we do not take off our shoes, we do not wash our hands.
Nope.
If you see your mom or your brother do that, just remind them, Ma, please wash your hands. You've been out there. You're going to come and touch things in the house.
Yeah.
Meaning I need to start disinfecting again.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. You walk into the house with your shoes. We all do that without thinking about it too much. It's the little things. Once we start being more aware of the little things, you go outside. I know it sounds drastic, but whatever it is that you're wearing when you're out there, get in the house, take it off, put it aside, wash it. Don't mix it with other things.
I'm actually impressed how when you walk to some stores and shopping malls, they'll tell you without a mask you can't walk in the store, which is a good thing. We all have to mask up.
Like Manta Hill, for example.
Yeah.
You cannot enter the mall itself without a mask.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Yeah, trust me.
I didn't know that.
It's free to go to Manta Hill, right? You can literally just go there and
Are we
just say
not
hi.
supposed to be not moving around
Oh,
aimlessly?
sorry, my bad. Guys,
Be careful.
I think also I have a question though. You know how when you walk into a store and they're checking your temperature?
Yeah.
At what point or at what temperature are they going to tell you to go back? I think it's only good that they then tell us or let us know what they're looking for, what temperature they're looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get to a store and they check and it's like
What's normal body temperature?
36.5, I think. 36.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then if it's 37, then what? Or if it's 36.8, then what? You know what I mean? If it's 36.2, then what?
I think they're looking for a fever, basically. So if your temperature is above the normal, it'll cause concern.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Keep talking.
He started.
Yep.
He has started.
And, the funny thing is, when I wanted to get one, he's like, no, it's for later. Leave it for later.
I had a plan for it.
What plan is that?
Don't
You think
worry.
I didn't?
Keep talking, guys. Keep talking. You were saying? You were saying?
So yeah, so basically they're trying to look for temperatures. If your temperature is above the norm, there's some cause for concern. I don't think they would really allow you because coronavirus is I don't know if I would say this right, Chizungu.
Chaenda. Go on.
Yeah, okay. I'll come back to that later. I need to practice this word. You have to be very careful.
You're going to practice a lot of things.
Because you don't know what's going to happen. You might become a meme or something.
Yeah.
So,
All right, guys. We need to pay some bills. We'll be going out for a little break. Yeah.
okay.
And possibly have some coffee, some tea.
Some dessert.
All right.
Some more.
Bwino masenza bwanji mama. Chungende sako na iwe. Pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari.
Mama ko inoza sinjira kumuzonda mazisiri.
Mako inso songa chinjeko ku bantu abale ndio chopana na 5 hours pamene pano nayo.
Kamba nayo.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
To what?
The e-tolling card Balela Ndapo is a National Road Fund agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it at Toket Monga Panusu. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for 20 kwa chokula cherusha bantu so.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Bwino masenza bwanji mama. Chungende sako na iwe. Pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari.
Mama ko inoza sinjira kumuzonda mazisiri.
Mako inso songa chinjeko ku bantu abale ndio chopana na 5 hours pamene pano nayo.
Kamba nayo.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
To what?
The e-tolling card Balela Ndapo is a National Road Fund agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it at Toket Monga Panusu. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for 20 kwa chokula cherusha bantu so.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Welcome back. We're still alive in the morning. I'm joined by two beautiful women again. This time it's Sally and Kamota with the news report.
Right, thank you, Elvis, and good morning. It's live in the morning,
Yes.
and it's definitely cold. I'm keeping my papers from flying away. But we get right into it with a special edition of News Report, which is coming to you live on Life in the Morning. And so we get into the stories that we're leading with this morning. Zambia breweries condemn Zambia Revenue Authority, and investor pulls out of Spring TV.
And in international news, DR Congo protests after drunken soldier kills 13. Remember, if you want to send your comments and contributions, be sure to send those to our number. It is 0976 599 547, as well as our Facebook page. And we have a YouTube channel that is a live TV channel as well.
Right. So in case people are wondering what's going on,
Yes.
is this like a little mishmash of the shows? So we're excited to announce that we'll be moving to Tuesday evening from this point forward. And so you can catch Sally and I every Tuesday evening at 19 hours for the news report.
Right.
And so we get into the stories now. So the Zambia Breweries has commended the Zambia Revenue Authority for its spirited fight against smuggling of alcohol into the country. So the company director, Jose Moran, says the brewery company is proud of the revenue collector for championing the war against illegal movement of alcohol and other goods. So Mr. Moran said his company was delighted with the way that ZRA is cracking down on this particular illegal activity, and said, although difficult, this is indeed a praiseworthy move. So Moran stressed that smuggling is detrimental to the Zambian economy and called an end for such an illegal act. So when we get into some of the stats around how much money illegal smuggling of alcohol and other goods costs the country, it's indeed something that is praiseworthy. So here we have a Euromonitor report from 2018 that revealed that we get between 50 million in 2014 to 140 million US dollars in 2015 as a result of the illegal alcohol market in Zambia. So that's a very, very large sum of money that we're losing out with regard to revenues. And we know that the government needs these revenues to feed back into our economy, whether it's for our health services, for our infrastructure. And just to connect, the last week, July 2020, ZRA fought running battles and suspected smugglers at Comesa Market in Lusaka after it intercepted a truck carrying smuggled alcohol. And they also, you know what they do when they find illegal, they destroy certain goods. And earlier in the month, they also destroyed various illegally imported goods valued at over 1 million kwacha from the Chirundu one-stop border post. So
that's only one border post.
Right.
Wow.
And we have several border posts.
Exactly.
And not to put Comesa in a bad light, but there's a lot of talk about the fact that most of the alcohol there is illegal, and sometimes that's why we're able to find the price
compromise.
Right?
You can actually negotiate the price sometimes. Yeah.
And the price tends to be slightly lower than in certain bottle stores. So so that's
and it supplies most of the registered entities. So you go to buy from Comesa and they sell it at a high price. But then again, when you look at the story and issues to do with smuggling, and also I think we can marry it to corruption as well, and why it will never finishes that, because I feel that in as much as you have people bringing in smuggled goods, there's someone at the border, there's someone out there that knows this thing is going on, and the only way to stop it from happening is by making sure the route is taken care of, and we have people that are really transparent and are really want to be accountable for their actions, because one way or another it will still find you and catch up with you.
Right.
And obviously we can't really ignore the fact that maybe one of these, will tell and say, okay, these are the people that are allowing the goods to coming, and people will be tried,
Right.
I was actually looking at the numbers. If you look at 50 million in 2014, and if you look 145 million, this is US dollars in 2018. What numbers are we looking at now?
Right.
And this is money that the government can feed into, like you said, into our economy, back into our families, and making sure our economy is back on its feet.
So we could estimate now it's probably well into $200 million.
Or more.
More, right. And so that brings us to the end of our first story. And Sally, what do we have from Kitwe this morning?
So in Kitwe, the Kitwe High Court Judge Evaristo Pengele, life in the morning.
It's always with the music.
Yes. So Kitwe High Court Judge Evaristo Pengele has dismissed with cost and ex parte interim injunction he granted to Concola Copper Mines, which sought to stop Copperbelt Energy Corporation from restricting power supply to the mining firm over the US 132 million US dollars owed to the utility. I think in the story in the past we had looked at ZESCO and CEC and ZESCO buying into CEC, or wanting to actually take over the supply of power from the mining company. So just a bit of a background on this particular report as well. When it comes to issues to do with debts, and also when it comes to taxes. And the other day we were talking about TIZ and Action Aid, in which they were doing their audit reports also pertaining to most of these compliant companies that have not really been remitting, the monies, or meeting their statutory requirements as well. And it's the same thing that goes for the mine as well. I mean, you're making money, you're making your profits, true. You are exporting the copper. So how is it that you would default, and not pay, the bills that you're supposed to pay? So getting into back into the story. So Nyirenda submitted that KCM's, this is William Nyirenda, the lawyer, submitted that KCM's claim that the restriction of the power supply would cause damage to its facilities was untrue, because there was a prescribed procedure agreed by the parties on how such a restriction would be undertaken. So just to explain on what an ex parte order is, so that's a decision by the judge by the judge without requiring all parties, to actually dispute or to be present. So the judge can just make his decision based on what the evidence that he has, and doesn't need to hear from both sides. So he further argued that the relationship between CEC and KCM has disengaged, and that there was no implied or express contractual relationship between the parties in relation to any power supply agreement. So it goes on to say that the law of equity states that he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. So in line with this, this was the response that was given by when you're saying that if a court is to grant a continuation of the injunction, it will essentially be extending or creating a new power supply agreement that the court has no authority to impose a contract on the parties. That is what Nyirenda also submitted. So the law of equity states that he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. There are many facts that are indisputable, principally that KCM owes CEC well over $132 million, which amount has been submitted or admitted by KCM. KCM has entered into agreements for a new PSA, that's a power supply agreement with ZESCO, and KCM has not shown how or when it intends to settle the debt it owes to CEC. The above are all breaches. KCM is seeking remedies while being in breach. An applicant cannot come to court with tainted hands and seek to be availed remedies in equity, when you argued. So ruling on the matter on Friday, Judge Pengele said the plaintiff, that is KCM, has not established that there is a serious dispute to be determined at arbitration to warrant its entitlement to interim relief from the court. So just to go on further in the story, the judge said it was clear from the affidavit. I always find a problem, pronouncing this word. So from the affidavit in support that the last payment KCM made towards electricity consumed from the CEC was made between October and December 2019, which meant that from December 2019 to 30th March 2020, when KCM filed the application, KCM did not make any payment towards the bills for electricity supply to it by CEC. I know this is a long story, but what is your input on this particular story?
I think when you owe someone, just pay them.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
In short,
That's it.
Yeah, that's all summarized.
That is very well summarized, Elvis. Yeah. Well, we might borrow you and steal you from Life in the Morning.
I'm ready.
Great summary.
No.
Very true. But also, in addition, when it comes to electricity being a very important, aspect in one's life, and also when it comes to mining companies, especially, I think you can't really even waste the opportunity to have a little bit of supply coming into your company, because this is where you find your bread and your butter. In as much as the investors, yes, may get more than than they should, but the people that are employed under the company as well needs to also benefit, and the only way that they will benefit properly is when the company in itself and management plays its role.
I just find it in part embarrassing.
It's a big company.
Like, guys, what's going on here? It's a bit embarrassing.
And sorry, but when you're talking to someone older, you're like, I
knew you were going to go there. I do want to say it.
Yes, there's that aspect of the entire it's not a very good look for get to the bottom of it. If you this is the amount, if there are disputed amounts, figure it out, reconcile your accounts, but you definitely can't like an entire year.
Exactly. So in conclusion, this means that, first I'll read this part. So before going, I have no hesitation, this is what the judge says, I have no hesitation in holding that the plaintiff has not convinced his court that there is a serious question to be heard and determined at arbitration. On the basis of the above, I find no merit in the plaintiff's application for an order of interim relief pending arbitration. I dismiss the plaintiff's application forthwith. I discharge the ex parte order of interim relief pending arbitration, which I granted in favor of the plaintiff on 13th May 2020. I award the cost for this application to the defendant to be taxed in default of agreement. That is what Judge Pengere ruled. So this means that CEC will continue restricting power to push KCM to settle the outstanding debts. So at least they're a bit, lenient on them, as much as they're owing them. So yeah.
Right.
So we'll take our break and we'll come back with more stories after this.
Masenza bwanji chumye ndisako na iwe pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari
na makoino sachinjira kumuzonda
makoino sochinjira ku bantu abale ndio topana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo
kamba nani.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
So what? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund Agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it per token Monga Panuso. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for a 20 kwa chocolate cherusha bantuso.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
And we are back. We are watching Life in the Morning, and if you're wondering what are Sally and Kamota doing, so we are special guests here on
you're making me seem bad.
On Elvis show, on Elvis show, which is Life in the Morning. So just tell us a bit more about Life in the Morning.
Okay, so Life in the Morning is a new thing, new TV show, which will be bringing to you different aspects of lifestyle, health, fitness, entertainment, news. Of course, I'm hoping to have Sally and Kamota every day. The other beautiful women. I'm surrounded by beautiful women. Two beautiful women every single time.
How is that
I'm a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so lucky Elvis. And so now we get into our stories, and just to let you know that News Report will be moving to Tuesday evening. So you can catch us on Tuesday evening at 19 hours, in addition to the Monday morning show that we have, as well as Thursday evening, 19 hours.
Can I join your show?
Yeah, absolutely. We always...
See? Lucky guy.
We're always happy to have a guest. So getting into our story, so COVID-19 is still something that is very real world over, and currently We have new information coming out. And yesterday, the permanent secretary from the Ministry of Health, Dr. Kennedy Malama, said that indeed there has been a shortage of COVID-19 testing reagents and consumables. It is a global challenge which the Zambian government is doing its very best to address. And he shared the recent numbers with regard to where we are with COVID. We have recorded a total of 306 new cases out of 1,243 tests conducted in various testing centers in the last 24 hours. So he was speaking during the daily COVID-19 briefing at Ndeke House on Thursday, and Dr. Malama said the government was not happy that the citizens are complaining about delays in getting test results. So first of all, when we look at the way that numbers are coming out, of 1,243 tests done, 306. So we're definitely seeing slightly more tests done with much higher numbers being recorded for positive cases. And I'd just like to get into a story that we found on Facebook, someone just giving a personal account of their first-hand experience with COVID-19. So this particular person just was so heartbroken of losing someone to COVID-19 because they had done a test, and even at the point of them losing their loved one, the test results had not come back. And we know that COVID-19 cases, the only places that are treating these are actual designated COVID-19 centers. So in this particular story, he just goes on to say, this can't be the case because no one was able to take him in because he didn't have COVID, he had not got his results yet. And when the family engaged someone to privately test them, and then they were confirmed to, yes, indeed have COVID-19, then they were moved to the COVID center, but it was too late. And within a couple of hours, this person's continued to deteriorate, and eventually they lost him. So these are on ground, and I'm sure maybe Elvis and Sally, maybe you have heard or read such stories where people are saying, oh, it's been over 17 days, I'm still waiting, or it's been over so many days, I'm still waiting. What do we do in situations like this, right? Because for example, if you are tested and maybe you had primary exposure to someone who had COVID-19, and there's the whole 14 day window period. But I feel like it's in that period where if results don't come out quick enough, we're losing people. People will start going around and saying, I'm probably fine. I'm probably fine. And you come to work, or you go out, you go to a Chilangamulilo, and you keep, spreading the virus because you're still just in limbo. So it's
my contribution to this particular story first is that when it comes to doing the actual testing, I do realize the follow-ups are kind of very, very poor. I don't think most people that have done the test really get, callbacks just to find out how they're doing, even after the 14-day period as well. And the other day, I was listening to a man on the radio, and he complained about how he went, from one clinic to get tested. He was referred to the main clinic, and that's in the Copper Belt. He was referred to the main clinic, the main hospital. When he went to the hospital, he was asked to wait for some time, and then after some time, the test was done, and they told him, no, we can't give you results yet, so you need to wait for about maybe 2-3 hours, but you need to get your results from the clinic that you came from.
So he has to go back.
He has to go back, and this man was
using
public transport.
So he gets a test from one end and he gets results from another end. How does that work?
I do not know. I have no idea. So this man now was complaining to say he went to the hospital in the morning and was only asked to go, and he was not given the results. He was just dismissed. In fact, they even gave him an option to say, would you want to stay here or do you want to go home? And this man says, my worry is that I used public transport to go to the clinic and to the hospital. But after I came back from the hospital, they said, oh, it could be COVID.
Now how do I move?
Yes, then he said he had to book a taxi to take him back to the clinic. And he's like, I was in so much contact with people along the way. And yet I still do not have my results. So I don't know how best the testing and even the results can be done. Because I believe that the results should not even take more than 24 hours to be given to you if you're COVID-19
I think I have a question.
positive.
Sorry to cutting it short.
It's okay.
Before it got to this extreme,
Exactly.
we were able to get results on a daily and quick, right? So what has changed now?
Maybe an overwhelming number.
Okay, but look at this. If if you know this pandemic is here and it's here for some time, okay, I understand at some point even there was an application to bring forth medical staff on board so they can help. Where are they?
The retired.
No. And new recruits.
Oh, new recruits. Yes. We had new recruits that were coming on to help.
Have they been recruited? That's the thing.
It's got very quiet.
There are a lot of questions, you know what I mean? Because
quiet.
also you've now you understand that it's the numbers are going high, of course.
Sure.
So now it means we have to make sure that we have more staff to take care and more people working on to get results on time. I mean, if you come today and you want your results, because we understand this is something that we can't tell if. Sometimes some people don't have symptoms.
Yes,
okay?
they're symptomatic.
And you go around, you're in contact with people, you're using public transport or even jumping on a taxi,
usual.
but there's someone that you're going to be in contact with. You might share money, you might share, you need your results there and then. That's when you'll be able to make a decision as to what happens then on.
Well, I think this gets back to the fact that we indeed have a very overwhelmed healthcare system. The fact that it's taking longer, the fact that it's taking longer, people are not getting their results on time, and even when you go to actually get COVID testing, there's such a long queue of people who are waiting to get tested to see, do I have COVID-19 or do I not have COVID-19? Which gets back to prevention is better than cure. We already know the type of healthcare system we have as a country. Wear mask up, wash hands, because you know for a fact that you may or may not be someone who will be able to get into a facility in good time. We had I think about a week ago, we had 18 people on oxygen, and we know for a fact that we don't have enough. If there were so many people who needed to be on oxygen at a point, there's a point where our system would just collapse and we can't do this, we can't take it anymore. What happens when there's no more bed space at COVID-19
centers? Yes.
Right? Yeah. So it's all these things that come into play with regard to why you should be extra vigilant, because prevention is better than cure. We know where we are as a nation. It's sad, but let's be honest, we don't have the capacity. We don't.
And the fact that now we can't ignore is that people now begin to self-medicate.
Right.
They feel, okay, they just have a simple flu, so they'll go, they buy medicines over the counter, and maybe 2-3 days they'll feel like they're okay and they still go back into society. But then there are those that are asymptomatic who will not show signs at all. But we'll put those people that have those underlying conditions at risk, because these people are coming from homes where probably they're living with someone that's got that condition. People are going to come and visit, and they may get that disease as well. And I remember before the show we're talking about the isolation centers as well. Who are there? What are they existing there for, and who are they there to help? If that makes sense, because I would show maybe a few signs, but not to the point where they feel like they need to give me that urgent attention. They'll probably dismiss me and say, no, you can go home. Probably after 14 days, if you feel a bit better, come back, we'll do the test again, and maybe you could be okay. I'll have people coming in. I'll probably maybe use public transport to go home, infect other people, and it will still go on like that. And it's so hard to do now. I think the overwhelming response also is towards the people that you can't trust. Because you're on a public transport, you don't know who you're sitting next to.
You don't know the taxi driver, you don't know the conductor or anything. Yes, true.
So how then will you say, oh no, I was on this bus on this particular day, these are the people that I was with. So it's kind of, I don't know how we're going to get out of it. And now I also wanted to pose a question. Do you think the overwhelming response also has led to people being more reluctant, because we are known for being reluctant when it comes to jobs, especially in public, service. So you find, we'll come and attend to you later. And you find that most people that would even go, I think for this case where this person now had to take their relative to a private clinic to actually get the test done, and in a few hours they died. So if that was done a bit earlier, maybe this life could have been saved as well.
And alleged pricing of tests is between 800 to 1,500 kwacha. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. It costs between 800 to 1,500 kwacha, which is extremely expensive if you're going to then, because you really want to know, go out of your way to get tested in a in a facility where it's not free.
True.
So who has that type of money?
We don't have that kind of money. True.
Cannot afford to pay to get a test. So it would really be helpful to see quicker responses. Right.
Okay, so the best thing to do in this case, whether you have COVID, you don't have COVID, is to take care of yourself. Make sure you mask up, make sure you wash your hands, you sanitize, and
keep your social distancing.
Social distancing, yes, and reduce on, making unnecessary movements as well. That's the only way we're going to, stop the spread of this pandemic. So into our next story. So this is an alleged, report. We're not quite sure, but an investor pulls out of Spring TV. So Lusaka businessman and longtime business media practitioner Cliff Sichone has withdrawn his association and investor support to Spring Television. On Wednesday, Spring Television ran a false story alleging that former Minister of Education, Mr. David Mulumba, had died. Spring Television has not apologized for their unethical error. Cliff Kachinga Sichone wrote to the station management and stakeholders stating that this is to let you know that I have disassociated myself from the proposed setup of Spring TV. I have fundamentally disagreed with the conduct exhibited by the team, and I forthwith have withdrawn my association and have nothing to do with the station. Spring Television has applied to the Independent Broadcasting Authority for a broadcast license, which has not been granted yet. The station, however, continues to broadcast on Facebook and other social media platforms. This is a story that was run by Smart Egos. Do you have any opinions on this particular story?
Because it's alleged? Nope.
Right. I think that is I like Elvis.
Let's leave it at
that. What we have said is what we have said.
Yeah.
And on that note, we've had so much fun this morning, Sally and I, being part of Life in the Morning, Elvis. And
you guys are welcome all the time.
Thank you. We will definitely take you up on that. And from Sally Pianji and myself, we say bye and we go to a break. And when we come back, when you come back, what do people
With
have
two
to
other
look
beautiful
forward
women.
to? What do people have to look forward to?
So we have more of entertainment. We have a fashion designer coming up. We have coming. Just stick around.
Right?
Stick around.
Don't
leave me.
tell
Don't
them
leave me.
everything.
Stick around.
Tell them everything.
Don't leave me,
yeah.
darling.
You know?
So we shot. So we go.
Oh, she said it in November.
So we go.
We
We go to a break and then Elvis will be back to do more of Life in the Morning.
Yes.
All right.
How do you say a win shot?
Masenza bwanji chomuyendesa akona iwe pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5
kwachali makoino sachinjira kumuzonda
makoino songachinjeka ku bantu abana ndotopana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo
kamba naye.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
So what? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund Agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it per token monga panusu. To avoid the inconveniences, so where you have to start looking for a 20 kwa chocolate chirusha bantu so.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
masenza bwanji wami. Chungiyendisa khona iwe. Palibeko ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwacha.
Amakoino sashinjira kumuzi wena ndama zilipo.
Makoino songachinjeko kubantu abane ngiyothophana la 5 hours pamene bano leyo.
Kamba nani.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
What? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it per token Monga Paniso. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for a 20 kwacha.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Welcome back to Life in the Morning, and if you're just joining us, I am CHOOLWE, and today we are talking about the socio-economic impact of COVID. So joining us in studio right now is Ms. Kasapo Manda. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
welcome.
for having me.
Okay. So Ms. Kasapo is co-founder of the Lusaka Food Bank. She is also the country director of Second Door, and she is going to tell us a little more about herself and what she's doing, the good work that they're doing in our communities, and how they're helping us get by. So, Ms. Kasapo, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
All right. Okay. And how's your morning?
Very cold. I didn't realize that it would be this cold, but
it's crazy.
You know, otherwise I'm good.
Okay, tell us a little more about yourself, what you're doing. I mean, I introduced you as co-founder of the Lusaka Food Bank and also country director of Second Door. What is that about, and what exactly is it that you do?
Okay, so at Second Door, it was actually born out of the need to make corporate social responsibility more sustainable. As you know, there are a lot of needs in our community, and because corporate social responsibility or corporate social investment is not a core business for most of our corporates, you would find that they didn't really take the time to find out what was happening in our community. Yeah. So what Second Door does basically is bring in the private sector into the development conversation, in that we actually go out into the community, engage with the community to find out what the actual needs are, how we can work with the private sector, and how we can actually develop strategic partnerships, so that instead of it being like a transactional relationship where it's basically just throw money at whatever cause that people might think of on that day, we actually establish how or what role that the private sector can actually play in a community. So what we do is actually everything that we do, all of the projects that we get involved in, that we devise, are all based on sustainable development goals, as well as our national agenda here in Zambia. Okay. So in that way, the corporates are actually playing their role in what our communities should look like, and instead of it being giving back, rather they are investing in their community. So basically that's what Second Door does.
Okay, so it's actually even more sustainable, making it more sustainable, because if I give to a cause that is here today, and then tomorrow I do not continue and I do not see it through, you find that it is pointless for me to have given in the first place.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so instead of going to, a lot of the ventures that have happened in the past have been very short term, so want to move into sort of like a long term, longer term goals, even between partnerships between different corporates to bring certain development to our communities. And I think it's actually been a better way to look at it, because it not only creates value for the community but for the businesses as well, because they actually feel like they're part of something that's bigger and something that will still be there, years from now, people will still be benefiting from. And it actually involves more of the community coming out and saying this is what we need, and taking part in some of those projects.
Yeah, that's good. So is this how the Lusaka Food Bank was birthed?
Yes. So with the Lusaka Food Bank, as you might know, with a business like that, because we're working with a lot of corporates, the attention had to quickly shift to interventions around the coronavirus. But at the same time, businesses needed to survive. So in a way, with Second Door, we sort of had to take a few steps back, because there was not as much, the resources for investing in the community were not there as much. So we actually had to think in terms of what should we do now. So the first intervention we thought was, because we have so many partners within our communities, they actually reached out to us and told us, look, we have people in our communities that are hungry, and that's something, that seems so basic, but it's so powerful to just think, okay, this has happened, people are hungry. We had schools that were relying, most of the children would rely on the feeding programs that would go on in the schools, but as you know, schools were closed. So a lot of the families didn't have, especially the children, they didn't have food, people lost their jobs. A lot was just happening economically, and everything happened so fast. So the food bank was really like a quick response. And when it happened, it was just something that was going to be like, okay, we're going to do this for a month, because obviously nobody was really expecting that this would go on for, months and months and months.
I mean, we thought lockdown was going to be for like at most a month.
Exactly.
Because even at first in the beginning, we saw the low numbers. We're like, okay, you know what? We are okay.
Yeah.
you know, everybody was sort of feeling like, okay, you know, we can do this for a month. And then there were there was a friend of mine who was actually doing something similar. So it was basically just like, okay, you know, I just basically reached out to people and said, look, I have people in my communities that are hungry, and we need to do something about it. Can you help? And I think that day it was like 3 a.m. and people responding to me at 7, like, this is what you're thinking about at 3 a.m. you know. And I had another friend that was doing something similar, and she knew somebody that was doing something similar. So basically, we just came together and said, look, what impact can we make if we collaborate, if we bring in our different our resources that we have, our different capabilities, all of the contacts that we have, all of the volunteers that we have access to. And the Lusaka Food Bank was born. So with the Lusaka Food Bank, it's basically designed around providing relief food to our most vulnerable communities. We do add on some hygiene products as well, you know, your soap, your sanitary pads, and that kind of thing. But
so
ideally,
it's a full box. It's a full box.
It's a full box. It's a full package. It contains dry foods, hygiene products, you know, obviously Millie Meal, because what's a food parcel without Millie Meal? You know, but ideally it's actually designed that it's able to carry a family of 4 for at least 1 month. So although it's not, you know, the sustainability that we would normally look for, we had to look at what our short-term solutions for what has happened now, because people had needs now. And, you know, it just gave them that sort of economic break, you know.
People just need food. They need to keep going.
Exactly.
Look at the next day. Okay, so the boxes that we're talking about are the ones that were shown in the pictures just before we started talking with Ms. Kasapamanda. It's a big box. I'm sure you saw the pictures, and everything that she's mentioned here is in that box. Tuma sugar, wunga, cooking oil, no, the little things that keep a home going. So yeah, thank you so much for all of the stuff that you're giving everyone. And now a few questions that would like you to answer for us. ASHLEE, would you like to start?
Well, first of all, thank you for what you're doing. It's actually a very great cause, and you're helping a lot of people. So on behalf of those families, thank you. So when you said you were thinking about this at 3 a.m. and people were responding at 7 a.m. in the morning. Passion. Where did this passion come from? When did you say, you know what, I have to do this, or else nobody else will? What was your intention? Like, what am I going to achieve in the end?
You know, I think I've always loved people. I've always dreamt of a time when people have, you know, like, people are okay, you know what I mean? Like, so just the thought that there are people out there that are not okay would always bother me. So it's not just about, I think even when Second Door was born, even before, when I was still working within the private sector, I did a lot of volunteer work. I actually spent, I don't even remember like taking like any proper leave days or Saturdays off, because all of my time was spent, you know, in the community. And you know, these are the people that I have pretty much been working with over the past few years. So I think it is my passion. Like, people are my passion. Well-being of people is my passion. Like, so for me, those are actually, like, it's not unusual for me to go to bed thinking, okay, I went to that community and that really, really bothered me today. Like, why is that school like that? I went to that school today and they barely have books. So I think it's just, you know, each of us, I think, responds to what's going on in our country in a different way. Some people will be inclined to talk about probably political systems. Some people will probably be inclined to talk about the state of our economy. You know, everybody's got something that they feel like is important to them. What's their pain point? For me, my pain point has always been poverty, hunger, education for me, and that's why I'm very, very active around acting on the Sustainable Development Goals, because I know for me that's a roadmap to what an ideal world looks like for me.
So just what you said, the things that bother you. So when we look at the education part, we have people that can afford e-learning, and then we have people in these communities where you go to, they've probably never even seen a computer in their lives. How do you intend to help those children?
So that is actually such a real thing. I know we've been talking about e-learning, we've been talking about, accessibility. A lot of the schools, I have been to schools where the most knowledge that they have on a computer is what is drawn, on a board. And you see, what this does is that this actually sets them back, because you see that the world is really dynamic, we're moving forward, and we can't keep responding to, the education system the way we've been responding to it.
Sure.
And I think what COVID has done is actually it's highlighted how very important this really is. Because before it would be like, oh, okay, that school doesn't have computers, but we don't have the money. But then now we're in a position where it's really, some of those inequalities and some of those things that are lacking have really come to light. Obviously, while the schools have been opened, we've had like different reading programs. We've tried to advance even like computer literacy where we can, but obviously that's not enough. So I think that it is very important that going forward there needs to be a bigger investment that is actually put into accessibility of all of these things. And I think this is actually an important opportunity even for young people to be innovative about how we can deliver some of these services and resources. It's not going to happen overnight. Nobody's going to write out a huge check tomorrow and say everybody's getting computers, everybody's going to go e-learning and everything. But we need to be very deliberate and very intentional about how we treat our education system and how we go about achieving some level of equity, so that everybody actually has access and has equal opportunities. Because for my kids in Ngombe, this means that when they open school finally, they are not going to start from where they started from.
Exactly.
They're probably losing
Maybe
a
whole year.
Yes, they probably have to go back, and most of the teachers who are mostly volunteers have to not even start from scratch. They have to go all the way back. So so I think it's
literally teach everything from scratch.
Yes.
Today what you have is kids playing at home. I know a lot of like you said, people have online learning, and then there's the government Ministry of Education, General Education. They have the education EduTV. Yeah, they've got such facilities, but are they actually bridging the gap? And then if you look at like you said, the kids in Ngombe, the kids in Bauleni, are they actually sitting down? Do they have are their parents sitting down with them to say, okay, let's learn this, let's do this, let's there's that gap that isn't being bridged. With that in mind, South Africa has pushed their school year into 2021. Part of it is going to go into 2021. Kenya has cancelled the current school year, 2020 school year. Do you think Zambia needs to think along those lines as well?
I mean, definitely, because you see, the thing is, you are leaving, we cannot run away from the fact that you're actually leaving a huge portion of your young people out.
The majority.
You're leaving the majority out. So yes, you can come up with all of these like e-learning and all of that, and that's great if you can afford it. Because even the people that send their children to private school, they are paying pretty much almost, I think, full school fees for their children. My nephew, that's like when he's over it, he's like, no, mommy, I'm done.
And he's only done school for like an hour.
Yeah,
you need to force him.
And in as much as that's great, we're like, okay, we're now going into e-learning, guys, we need to adapt. We actually need to look at the bigger picture. It's not really fair for you to say, okay, we're going to continue as normal when there's a big, portion of the population of children and young people that you're leaving behind.
Yeah.
So I actually support that.
Okay, and then the examination classes, do you think there should be something done to help these kids out? I mean, if I'm not going to school, I'm not learning the way I was learning, and then I write the same exam and I'm judged the same way that my sister was 2 years back.
Yeah, it's very, very unfair. And I think and something that is also, I think, very important to highlight is especially for the girl child.
Thank you.
That is something that is constantly overlooked, because trust me, when they they're at home. Chances of them being given that break to say you can study is like 0 to none.
Yeah.
Chores first. Chores.
Exactly.
Chores.
In the morning you have to wake up, you have to do the cleaning, and then you have to do the cooking, and then you have to do all of these things. And as a girl child, it is unheard of. Just imagine, those days you're on holiday and it's like 10 and you're still sleeping. They'll be like, excuse me,
what's going on?
I remember my mom would always be like, hey, this is not a hotel. You need to get up.
Yes, but but we actually would have had, or we have the privilege of, being, maybe coming from homes where probably they would be more, able to understand.
Yeah.
But when we move into some of these areas, trust me, for a girl child, it is unheard of for you to be like, oh, today I'm not going to do my chores, I would like to read. It's not something that is... It's not. What do you mean?
It's
by
not
that?
part of our culture.
Yes, and by the time you're done with all, it's not like they're going to tell you can't do it. But by the time you're done with all of these things, they're like, okay, we'll try tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then tomorrow. And by the end of the day, you'll be left so far behind that you're like, okay, this is pointless. Which also brings me to another issue, which is also a pain point for me, which is right now there is so much economic strain, and it's very easy for some of these parents who just decide, you know what, we can't afford to keep these children just here at home. They're not doing anything. They're girl children. They're old enough. Let them get married.
It's actually an article I read. I think it was published by UNESCO, where the biggest fear is early pregnancies for girls and child marriages. Have you experienced some of that on the ground as you are working?
Yes. So this it's actually worse now, but we've actually had previous, times before where some of these girls are supposed to be writing, whether it's grade 9 or grade 7, and they'll come and they'll be like, oh no, I'm not writing because I'm getting married. And you're like,
are you serious?
What? It's so common, and it's so heartbreaking, and it's something that unfortunately
it's common in Lusaka.
Yes. It is common in Lusaka.
This modern day Lusaka.
Yes, this modern day Lusaka. And you see, a lot of people actually don't believe that. I didn't believe that for the longest time. I thought, I mean, we have areas where it's okay, but we're all, But no, it's not like that. This actually happens a lot. It's something that I actually witnessed firsthand. One of the teachers actually called me and said, okay, we actually got sponsorship to pay exam fees for...
Got something in your jacket.
Oh, thank you. We got, sponsorship to pay exam fees for some of these kids, and then we're told, okay, one of them is not writing because she decided to get married, and this is in Lusaka. I mean, I was like, okay, I would understand if it's Western Province. I've experienced that in Choma. In Southern Province, those numbers are high, but in Lusaka, it was a shocking thing for me.
Yeah.
So with the coming of the pandemic, I think everything has just been escalated. And I think in terms of development, looking at numbers, there's actually areas that we've actually taken steps back in some areas, and also certain areas that we may have overlooked previously. So
okay, so not to cut you short, this has all been very interesting, but Lusaka Food Bank, that is why we are here.
Lusaka Food Bank, yes.
Let's talk a little more about that. Firstly, what is Lusaka Food Bank?
So Lusaka Food Bank is basically an initiative that pools resources to support our most vulnerable communities in Lusaka. So far we've actually visited 14 communities where we work with different people that are already on the ground in those communities. They help us identify people that have lost their jobs due to the coronavirus. We've got a lot of people that let go of even their maids, their gardeners. And, obviously with this scary situation, you can't really blame people. At the same time, maybe because of the informality of their employment,
it's easy to actually say, okay,
just
for the next so many months, don't come.
Yes, or just like cut or terminate it altogether. So a lot of people lost jobs, a lot of people lost income, a lot of businesses had to let go of people. So it was just our short-term response to, just helping people survive, giving people a break. Just imagine if someone came today and said, okay, for this month you don't have to pay rent. It's not going to it's not something that we will be able to do for the same people, the whole year. But it was an idea to just, respond to say, look, we're in this together. We understand that, everything shifted so quickly, and, we have just decided to use whatever we have, whatever resources that we have to, help our communities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the kind of assistance that you give, which is the food packages. If someone came to you looking for a job, are you offering that kind of help as well?
Well, it depends on what it is, because we have a wide pool of volunteers that work with us. We've also had some amazing companies that have come through. They've given us, some of them have donated to the food bank. Some of them have given us some of the products at cost. We also have like a wide variety of volunteers. So we could probably assist in saying, okay, we have come across so-and-so who needs a job. Is there anybody here who knows how this person can get a job? But as a Lusaka Food Bank, we're not hiring. Let me just put it out there.
Okay.
Because I have received CVs like through the Lusaka Food Bank, like I'm looking for a job, and I'm like, I wish I could
help you.
But
okay. So real quick, we need to wrap this up quickly. How do you identify beneficiaries?
So we've actually taken the time so most of the people that work with us are people that have been working in the community for a long time.
Okay.
So some of them volunteer, some of them work with local clinics in those areas. But for the most part, we normally identify somebody who's already, so when we go to a particular community, we identify young people that are already working in those communities, because there are a lot of young people that are doing amazing things in the communities that may not necessarily have the resources at that time, or maybe they do different programs in those communities. So we actually reach out to them. We tell them, we say, okay, we're able to cater to this many people, and are you able to identify the most vulnerable people in that community? So we try to avoid just figuring it out ourselves, because we know that there are already people that are working on the ground there, and those are the people that we work with.
Clever, very smart. Okay. And then if one of us wanted to reach out and help, or the viewers who are watching currently, if you want to reach out and help, what kind of help are you looking to receive? Also, how can they reach you?
So you can reach us. We have a page on Facebook called the Lusaka Food Bank, as well as on Twitter. It's called the Lusaka Food Bank. So you can just drop us a message there and we'll get back to you. In terms of assistance, obviously financial assistance, we can never have too many resources. We have a GoFundMe page. There's a link on both of our pages that you can follow and make a donation. Or you can reach out to us and we'll advise on how you can send the money. I'll share my number here, but you're best.
It's a lot.
Yes, so you can reach out to us on our social media. And also, we are always looking for more people to volunteer, because it's actually a lot of work. We spend, when we go in at like 8, we will literally be leaving at like 4 p.m. because we need to, repackage all of these things. And also, if you know of any communities that you feel really, really need our help, you can always just send us a message so that our reach is extended, because we might be limited to the people that we work with. But if you know of an area that we haven't been to yet, you can always drop us a message and just tell us, there's this group of people that needs our help. Most of the people that we've helped are the elderly, those that have lost their jobs, young people, orphanages that are, struggling right now to make ends meet. So if you know any of those, you can get in touch with us. And volunteers,
you can never have
you
enough.
can always come. You can always come through for an hour, 2 hours, help us pack up, and then go about your day. Because we normally buy bulk, we buy bulk stock. So we actually also try to support our local marketeers. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kasapo, thank you so much for joining us. I really wish we had more time, because it's there's so much that we could learn from her. Exactly. So much that she could share with us. But we need to wrap this up. It's been lovely having you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for all the work that you're doing for our communities.
I'm expecting you guys to both come and volunteer.
We will, don't worry.
Yes, and maybe come and do a few deliveries with us. We're always safe, we always mask up. We always try to get people to mask up wherever we go. Teach them a bit about, how they can be safe. It's much harder in some of these communities, but, it's always worth a try.
Okay. Thank you. This has been lovely. It's been eye-opening, and it's very encouraging. Young ladies, gentlemen out there, if she can do it, we can too. Let's not sit back and think, no, government will do it for us. Boma iliko. We need to do these things ourselves. You see your brother is in need. You see your sister is in need. Stand up, help them. Get that box together. Even old clothes, books, everything. Yeah. They really would help someone out there. They would change someone's life. And your time, more than anything else, your time is quite important. So let's stand together. Let's help one another and emulate young people like this young lady here.
Well, it's been nice to have you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Stay tuned, viewers. We'll be right back.
Masenza bwanji chungende sako na iwe pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari
mama koino sasinjira kumuzoni kama
koino songa chinjeko ku bantu abane ndio chopana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo
kamba nayo.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
To what? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund Agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it but to get Monga Panuso. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for 20
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
chungende sako ndisako na iwe palipeko ma 20 apolo ma 5
Anda makoino sasinjira kumuzo wenda
makoinyo songachinjeko ku bantu abane ndiyotopwana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo
kamba naye.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
What? The e-tolling card Balela is a National Road Fund agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it at Toket Monga Panuso. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for 20
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Masenza bwanji Chumye ndisako na iwe palipeko ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwacha
Anda makoino sasinjira kumuzo wenda
makoinyo songachinjeko ku bantu abane ndiyotopwana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo
kamba naye.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
What? The e-tolling card Balela is a National Road Fund agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it at Toket Monga Panuso. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for 20 kwacha.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Welcome back, early birds. Well, it's about to get exciting, shall we?
Really, what's going on?
We are giving out our first prize of the morning, 50 kwacha airtime to 3 lucky people.
So if you know you posted and you got those likes in, you might just be a winner.
So
Just might.
I wish I made like a fake account so I win myself some talk time, you know.
Maybe they'll give us something.
All right. So our winners for the 50 kwacha talk time are Arnold Peary, Karen Van Wyk, and
hope you say that right.
And Lord have
and
Nkube Lindiwe. You win yourselves 50 kwacha airtime courtesy of Life TV and Life in the Morning. I'll repeat these names one more time. We have Arnold Peary, Karen Van Wyk, Nkube Lindiwe. Please get in contact with Life TV. Send us your numbers and you'll receive your 50 kwacha airtime regardless of your network. Please come through. Let us know. We have three more prizes to give away. But first, we'll save that for a little bit later. But right now, we have a very special guest with us. We have Tio's Closet. Yes, queen.
Look at
Thank you. I'm actually Tio Tembo.
Oh, okay.
Yes, representing Tio's Closet. You look beautiful, ladies.
Thank you. Great to see you.
Well, obviously, because of you. Okay, so Mrs.
It's actually Mrs. Tio Tembo Roberts.
Mrs. Roberts.
Yes.
Mrs. Roberts, you have a business which is Tio's Closet.
Yes.
And obviously with beautiful fabrics. Yes. What got you into fashion?
Okay, I think I didn't get into fashion consciously. It's always been part of me. Like growing up, everybody used to think I'm good at putting 2 pieces together or 3 pieces and stuff like that. So I used to style a lot of my friends and myself. And every time I dress up and I'm going somewhere, people always used to compliment how I would put the pieces together. And at some point, I just thought maybe if I get into this business, it can actually make me happy and make me some money as well. I mean, it's a win-win situation.
So you've just always been passionate about clothes,
I've
fashion?
always, yes.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Yes.
So, did you do anything before fashion, or it's always been fashion?
Of course, I went to school. I studied at UNZA, obtained a degree, and now pursuing my master's. But I think I would like to say in the background, there's always been that passion for fashion. Yeah, it's just something that you carry with you everywhere you go. Yes.
And so you. Oh, sorry.
No, you can go on. well, I think we're both excited.
Clothes are exciting for us ladies. So not only do you own the closet, the store, but you also are a stylist.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to think that for every person, there's a different tastes. And obviously with body sizes and whatnot, we all have different type of clothing that we like. But I want to be that person to help you be your best. As in, I can help you pick out the clothes, but you have to be comfortable in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like when you're picking out my outfit, it's really cute. I like it.
It is cute.
Yeah. You picked it out as though you were me. Like if I walked into a shop, this is exactly what I would go and get for myself.
Yes.
Do you instantly know this about a person when you look at them and you're like, okay, this one I think she would want to look like this and like this and like this, and maybe I should do this just to, zazz it up a bit? What's the thinking process that goes into this?
Okay, I think sometimes even personality-wise, personality also has a lot to contribute towards what a person wears.
Yeah,
so when I met you and had a conversation with you, when I was putting the pieces together, I kind of thought that, okay, she might be like a classy and a bit of casual, like a smart looking working class girl, but not too smart, like where you have to put on a suit and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know, your personality just...
That's so on point. I love
yes.
it.
Yeah, it's on point.
Yeah, it's on point. Like you'd never catch me in a 2-piece suit.
Yeah, you just look like that type of person. Like you need to be in your own zone, but comfortable. Yeah.
I think it's basically about comfortability. But how have you what challenges have you faced with your clients?
I think when I started my business, that was in January. Everything was normal. Obviously, everyone knows with the COVID-19 and whatnot.
Yeah.
So most of my clients used to come to the shop. I actually have some clients that are out of town, and I send their clothing by bus, by whatever transport means they're comfortable with, maybe mail or something. But after COVID came in, we had a challenge with people coming through to the shop because there was that lockdown period.
Yeah.
And then people didn't have anywhere to go really. So I think most of them put their shopping for clothes on hold.
Yeah.
So business was a little tight, but since we are now going into the new normal, everybody is almost getting back on track.
Okay.
Yeah.
New normal.
It's the new normal.
I don't know how to make
You just have to wear nice clothes even if there's COVID, guys. I mean,
style.
And then, cause this period we had a lot of disruption with delivery of things, clothes and stuff from outside Zambia. Has this put you in a space that maybe you're thinking you go into production of your own clothes, maybe have a fashion line, that kind of thing, something that is from within, such that you'd be able to sustain it even if borders were to close again?
Yes, actually we are going into making our own clothes. I've secured some equipment that I have to use to make the clothes. So hopefully by the end of the year, okay, I think that's a stretch. Let me just give myself maybe 2 months. Within the next 2 months, we'll be able to make our own clothings. Some of which will be coming from ideas from myself and the people that I work with, but some obviously the clients would come in with their preferences and whatnot. So I'm basically going into designing, which means we'll expand the shop to menswear and children's wear, because at the moment we're only dealing with ladies. So I hope.
And what you ideally stock in your shop, other than clothes, accessories, shoes, bags? Do you have everything?
I think that's basically it. Yeah, clothes, shoes, bags, and accessories.
Okay.
Yes.
Makeup? Your face is nicely done.
Makeup,
you need to start stocking
not
those.
So much. I think so too. You're not the first one to compliment.
Come on.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to that. Maybe the whole styling from head to toe, hair, makeup, shoes, nails, beauty products for women. As we expand one step at a time.
So in case there's some viewers that are watching right now and they want some beautiful ensembles like ours, how do they locate you? Where do they find you?
I'm actually on Facebook as Tio's Closet, and if you want to reach out, even personally, I don't take offense. I use Tio Tembo, and then on Instagram we have a page as well, which is the same, Tio's Closet or Tio Tembo. So if you can follow them and like the page, you'll find a lot of fabulous pieces. Yes.
I've actually seen the page.
You've seen the page,
yes.
eh?
On Instagram. I think I've come across it. Yeah, it's quite good.
You follow me?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I follow, but I've come across it.
You should follow me.
I will follow.
Yeah, you
have
to. Immediately, please.
Alright, so you have styled us today?
Yes. And I'm looking forward to styling you some
again and again.
Yeah. So if people want to look this fabulous, please come through. We'll be waiting.
Have you styled men before?
No, I haven't styled men before, but I'm hoping, what's that guy's name?
Evans?
Yes. Should be my first client.
Elvis.
I'm looking forward to dressing him.
Oh my God, he's going to kill me. I just called him Evans.
I heard, but I was just like,
it's Elvis. Hey.
Elvis.
Yes,
we just act
Elvis.
like that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. We're not talking about this show. Like, what is said on the table stays by the table.
Don't tell him. He'll take offense.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you for
coming. Do you want to show us your outfit?
Do you want to show us your outfit?
I guess.
It's actually quite nice.
I don't know. Can you zoom in? Oh, I have to stand. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm just wearing some boots and a trench coat, which is really good for this weather. I don't want to give away all my secrets, guys. So please just do likewise. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
All right. So don't forget to follow. It is Tio's Closet on Facebook and Instagram. We have some more prizes to give away and some more content coming right up. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
bwanji tati.
Wino masebenza bwanji mama. Chungende sako na iwe. Pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari.
Makoi inosasinjira kumuzi wenda
makoi inosasinjira sungachinjeko ku bantu abale ndio chopwana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo.
Kamba nayo.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
To what? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund Agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it to get Monga Panusu. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for 20
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Life in the Morning. Welcome back to Life in the Morning. You're here with CHOOLWE and we are looking at the Fortress Media photo shoot. Fortress, tell us a bit more about yourself.
Okay, you've actually confused me. You say we're looking at the Fortress Media photo shoot, but I trust you mean we're looking at the Fortress Media as an institution,
yes,
as a media company.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Goma.
Okay, so basically Fortress is a 360 media house. By that I mean we have the capabilities of doing everything that every other media house is capable of doing and beyond. So we do, of course, everybody knows us for the brilliant pictures that we've brought to the market.
Yes.
Then everybody knows us for the wonderful weddings that we taglined another Fortress wedding, because every wedding we did was another Fortress wedding by virtue of us customizing the wedding to the requirements of each individual client. So we prided in that. Aside that, we prided in Enter the Fortress, which was our biggest tagline. So we did 3D animations. We do video production, both commercial and domestic. By domestic, I mean the weddings and the parties and all those.
Okay.
So on the corporate front, I think we've actually taken the market beyond and over, and we've taken the market by storm.
Okay, yes, that is very true. I have noticed Fortress Media is in a lot of different sectors. How did you initially start out?
So basically the startup has always been the same story. The startup goes way back when you know everybody was just doing different things, but had this burning passion to enter a market that was uncharted by virtue of us coming from different backgrounds. Different backgrounds meaning none of us had any media training. So, well, I saw Edwin's work, and he was also seeing my work by virtue of being online, so to say. You post one picture on the internet, tomorrow another one, and everybody just you like what your friend is doing. His strength was mostly video production and animation and graphics. My strength was photography, and basically I was really doing a lot of wedding and conferences. So those two synergies. Of course, we had another partner that left. But the synergies of the three of us having different strengths made us decide to bring all the strengths together, because each individual character had his own strengths. So we sat down and said, hey guys, why don't we take our passions into a lifelong success.
Okay, so before you established Fortress Media, the three of you, initially there was three of you, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Did you know each other, or you just looked at each other's work online, you going through Facebook or whatever media page you're looking at, and then you decided, maybe let me reach out to this person and let's see if we can collaborate?
Oh yeah. Well, we knew each other. We come from the same village. We deep rooted like that.
Okay.
And we are related.
Is it?
But yeah, we are related. So that wasn't even close to anything, because at that time we were all living separate lives, and you lose touch and you come back together, and all of a sudden you can't remember this one and that one can't remember this one, then all of a sudden it's you. Because online, of course, we all go by different names. So yeah.
Okay.
So we had to build ourselves ground up. We had to start learning our ways and learning each other's characters as well.
And
so
you
basically,
together that way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. So media industry, it's not one of the things that essentially we grow up thinking this is what I'm going to get into, because we are drilled into thinking go for the more formal sector, the accounts, the lawyers, the doctors. When you started that up, what was it like coming into the media industry? And also, did you have fears about it? Was it something you started? I know it's something out of passion, but was it initially a hobby turned into your 9 to 5 now, or it was just something that, okay guys, this is fun, I enjoy doing this, it can be like a side gig?
Yeah. Okay, that's a very good question. So basically, the funny part is Edwin and myself come from a radio background. So he was on radio, I was not on radio, I was in production on radio. So basically, seeing the synergies running from radio into him filming, myself into photography. For myself, it was basically passion. It started by me having that radio program with these kids that I used to take on radio, taking their pictures and uploading them. Then later on, it always starts with you have a camera, and every family says, he has a camera, I think he can come take pictures. Then from there, I realized, no, I can actually make money. Then a relative recommends you to somebody. He took good pictures. How much does he charge? Before you know it, you think that they're calling you for free, and everybody's paying you. Then you realize, no, I can turn this into a livelihood. So basically, everybody just had that light bulb moment and said, no, I think we can turn this into a proper, work lineage, and make a living out of it.
Okay, so what are the different services that Fortress offers? Is it just the photography that you've spoken of, or there's so many different facets to it? Okay. And how have you evolved from where you started to the different sectors, the different branches that you're probably playing with right now?
So basically, we do videography. On the videography side, we do documentaries. Okay. For mostly for international NGOs, locals, and our corporates as well. We do animations as well. These can be learner videos from children we've done from 5 to 12. We've also done learner videos for farmers on how to utilize maybe an app.
Okay.
We've done quite a number of graphic works that are seen all across the Greatest Road. Okay. So basically, from inception, I said 360, meaning anything that borders on communication and that borders on media communication, we are capable of doing that, and we've done it.
Are you the biggest player in Zambia?
Biggest player? Well, I wouldn't say that we're the biggest player, because I haven't seen any other player playing the ball that we're playing.
Okay.
So I'm always wary of our competitions, but our competitions are what put us forward. Yeah.
That is very true. What's your corporate culture like here? Your staff, how do you relate with them?
Personally or as a management?
Just the work culture that you have here. Management, also on a personal level. When you walk into any establishment, there's a way in which things flow, a way in which people get to know each other, people communicate.
Yeah.
What kind of culture do you have here? How do you get things done?
Okay, basically we have an open culture, but the fact of the matter is that when mostly we have new entrants, they tend to see how our habits are. Maybe what time we come, what time we leave, what we're doing, and what we're capable of producing. So they end up, in the inception, they start mimicking. And they get stronger by virtue of seeing that they are capable of attaining the unattainable. The fact that we're leading by example, they are able to see that and follow through. So if you see anybody that has been through the Fortress culture, has always either left stronger or stayed stronger.
Okay.
We have built other brands from Fortress. Anybody that has left Fortress has become a somebody. And whenever he says he's from Fortress, there's always that wow moment. So I trust the culture that we have is a laid-back culture where ourselves and our working colleagues are able to speak to us at all levels, so to say. Yeah. So we're quite open.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so basically everyone is everyone's friend and everyone's teaching everyone else.
Exactly, because everybody that comes has got something to teach us.
Okay.
And whenever we are vetting, whether it's an intern or somebody coming for full employment, we always tend to ask ourselves, what is this person going to learn from us, and what are we going to learn from him? Basically, those two synergies are what have built Fortress. Because if we're unable to learn anything from anybody that we're going to bring in our space, I don't think we are gaining anything. And if that person that is coming in our space is either above us or lower than us and is not able to learn anything from us, or vice versa, it's a two-way stream, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very true. With the you said people that have left Fortress have left and shown the world that Fortress is actually a force to be reckoned with. They have taught so much. Do you have people that you can cite?
Well, for the purposes of marketing, if I mention, it is a very good question. But if I mention one, I might leave out another one. But believe you me, most of the people that are making headlines in terms of either editing or the next big photographer that is doing his thing at his level has had a bearing or has had a path through Fortress.
Okay. Failures and lessons learned on your journey?
Failures are many, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lessons are many as well. But the lessons that we've learned mostly is that we have to keep afloat. 2, there's always competition. 3, there's always that feeling of I don't think we can do this. And that lesson has always been, you have to rise above yourselves and you can do it. The failures, I wouldn't dwell much on them, because every day that we move forward is a lesson and a failure. Yeah.
Okay. So with everything that you have said so far, failures, lessons, rising above, are you happy with your achievements so far?
Well, you know, if I would say we are happy with what we have achieved so far, there's so much to achieve that we failed to get ahead of.
But
so
the small wins.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of wins. But the thing is that whenever we attain something, our desire to gain more becomes even more. So you find that the lessons of yesterday are not the lessons of tomorrow. So if you ask me today, say, as Fortress, are we successful? I still feel we're going forward. So I cannot answer that question today. So until such a time will I say, I think we've reached. But in this world where there are bigger companies out there than ourselves, I think the ladder is just endless.
Okay. But you're happy with the journey so far?
the journey has been tough. The journey has been tough.
Nothing is easy.
Not at all.
Yeah,
we appreciate the corporates that have embraced us, but the journey has been so hard.
Okay. What companies have you worked with? What are those companies that you can say, okay, we've got some belts, some notches on our belts. We have worked with ABCD, we've worked with ABCD. Would you be able to cite some of those companies that when people look at Fortress Media and they're like, oh, they worked with that company, they must be big?
Okay, so without any bias, I'll just mention off head. We've seen the transition of Barclays into ABSA. So we've worked with Barclays and ABSA, and we have a very good relationship. That's from the banking sectors. We've worked with Atlas Mara, a very beautiful relationship as well. We've also been and worked with the integration of High and Liquid.
Okay.
And yeah, we've seen them swallow High into Liquid as well. We've worked with Oxfam. We've done documentaries with Oxfam, UNICEF as well on the NGO side. We've done quite a number of documentaries with those as well. National Road Fund. We've done works for churches. Sorry, the acronym I've forgotten, but we've done quite a lot of work.
Yeah, it's right across the board.
Yes.
You're not just looking at
and certain brands of individual shops as well. We've actually worked quite a number of them, quite successfully as well.
Okay.
So our relationships have actually ended up integrating as if we are an extended hand of these institutions as well, because they've entrusted us with their brand. Carrying a brand forward means you have to learn the habits of the brand and everything that goes with the brand. So we have the brand knowledge for a lot of corporates, and we are like an extension arm of those brands. And we always joke to say, whichever institution has not had a Fortress thing on them has not had the best yet.
Yeah.
So we always encourage people to say, have you done work with Fortress? Meaning, until such a time, will you have had an experience of what it is to have the best around you?
Okay. So outside of Fortress, as Mr. Goma, yeah?
I'm listening.
What's your life like? Do you have a family? Just like you're going to give me an answer.
Well, that's a very simple question. I tend to say everybody's my family, but I know that question is directed at me personally. I have a family. I've 3 beautiful children back home. I know they're watching. I've got a very beautiful, supportive wife who's seen me from nothing to where I am, and very supportive. Yeah, so basically I have a family.
Okay, so a proper support system that's pushing you forward.
Yes.
What, or rather who, pushes you forward every morning when you come for work? Is it the family, or is it your love for this work?
It's a 2-way forward, because for me to get up and come here, it means I'm thinking of my family.
Yeah.
But coming here also gives me that joy of seeing this institution get to the next level. So basically it's about the growth of this institution that will make my family happy. Yeah,
that is true. In terms of your growth at Fortress, do you think your personality has played a role in it, or it's all been about discipline and just every day pushing forward? Does personality play a role in the type of person or the type of achievements that one can actually attain in this industry?
I think it's a 2-way stream, because my personality, really how I present myself out there, determines who is going to approach us for business. In an event that I misrepresent myself, our institution here as Fortress is at stake. So it's a 2-way stream. I think from primary school all the way to secondary, to university, I think I've been a people person.
Okay.
And that means that I've had a wider network of a different diverse of people. So basically I think it's a 2-way stream. My personality has equally played a part, because you're able to recognize an individual and tag him to a brand.
Okay.
You see what I mean? It's like you see Messi and you tag him to a football club. You cannot tag him to motor racing. You always have to take him to football.
And so would you say that someone who's probably more introverted keeps to themselves a whole lot, would they be able to do the work that you're doing?
It would be a very difficult and daunting task because people tend to want to know who the owners of the institution are, and if they're able to relate with them. The minute you become unfriendly, your whole institution is at
being an
stake.
introvert doesn't mean you're unfriendly.
But you're keeping to yourself, right? And in this media industry, you need to be a bit of an outgoing person.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And does it play into your leadership skills? You are one of the managers here, no?
Yes.
What exactly is your role here?
Well, my role is marketing and business development, stroke sales. Yes. Basically, my role is to see that the institution gets recognized, the retention of clients as well, and the closing of sales as well. Because there's a lot of competition out there. So how we market ourselves and perhaps how I close the sale matters. Because that's what injects back our finances.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you walk into the office or you get home, what is the one thing you don't like? You don't like seeing, pet peeve. Something you just absolutely do not like.
If it's back at the office,
That those two habits that you might walk into the office and maybe someone has the cup on the table. There's some people who don't like such things.
Well, I don't really mind for as long as somebody has an explanation for what he's doing, because people can be clumsy in a good way. So basically, I just tend to say, what's that? And I'm like, dude, get over it. You know what I mean?
Move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So I can't point to one specific element, but on the fortress front, I would say bad customer service is my number one element to what you've asked. I just feel we need to take care of the client.
Yeah.
Just bad customer service where you receive a complaint of how a client was handled, if at all we have such, and you find that it's a client who was failing to understand what they were being told, so that really ticks me off, right?
Okay. Yeah. All right. We've got viewers out there who are watching who probably are thinking to themselves that one day I'm going to have my own Fortress Media, or one day I'm going to be this media mogul. What kind of advice would you give? How would you advise them to navigate these waters?
Okay, what I would advise is never stop dreaming. Prove them wrong. Always prove them wrong and prove yourself right. There's a lot of things that people will tell you never do, and believe you me, there's a lot of things that you can do that they'll never believe you did it. So keep on doing what you're doing and just keep on doing your best. There's a lot of the market is wide. Everybody has got their own networks, and within your networks you create your own markets. So I'd encourage anybody that feels they can do what we've done and would like to come in our space, please, you're welcome. And if you're young enough and you want to come and join us as an intern and learn more, we usually open for internship. We've had a number of people from the University of Zambia and the School of Mass Comm come and join us. Okay. We used to have people from Kilimanjaro Institute of Filming also join us. So we are an open organization that allows young talent to come learn from us. So if you feel this is your thing, just reach out, and who knows, you might be our next intern, and you might be the next best thing out there.
Okay, that's quite nice. That's good to hear. Fortress Media has sponsored a gift for one of our viewers.
All right.
And that's a photo shoot. Yeah?
Yes, a photo shoot for, is it Kampamba Ngulube? Kampamba Ngulube, you've won yourself a photo shoot, and please get in touch with Fortress Media. I trust the numbers are running on live TV screen. Please get in touch and book yourself a photo shoot, and I would encourage also other people out there to, if you don't have a Fortress picture in your library, then you have not had a photo shoot yet.
Okay, Mr. Goma, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for taking time out to talk to us about the media industry and also about Fortress Media, enlightening us a bit more about what it takes to actually work in this industry. Hopefully someone out there has learned something, someone out there is going to follow through, maybe even come and work here, intern here, and yeah, we'll see them.
Thank you very much for having me on your Life in the Morning. And I'm not really a camera person, but here you are. You managed to pull me. I trust this is the biggest morning show that is yet to blow out of
No, it's definitely going to be. Zambia. It's definitely going to be big. This is our very first one.
Nice. I'm privileged to be one of the first guests as well.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I mean, when you're doing something for the first time, people are not sure whether they should step in, whether they should just, sit back. They're not sure. They want to see what you can do first before they can actually support you. Having your support here has meant a lot to us.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. Before we go into the break, I would like to mention that there is the winners of the talk time. Let me just go through those names again. We have Arnold Piri, Karen Van Wyk, and Nube Lindiwe. You guys have won yourself 50 kwacha talk time. Please get in touch with us. Let us know where you are and come and pick up your talk time. Thank you so much. We're going to cut into a break and we'll come back with an interview with our comedian Masulani. He's going to be telling us a bit more about himself and also entertaining us and sharing some of his jokes.
Masenza bwanji chumye sako na iwe pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari
makoino sachinjira kumuzonda
makoino songa chinjeko ku bantu abane ndio top kana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo
kamba nani.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
So what? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund Agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it per token Monga Panuso. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for a 20
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Masenza bwanji chumye sako na iwe pali pako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwa jari
makoino sachinjira kumuzonda
makoino songa chinjeko ku bantu abane ndio top kana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo
kamba nani.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
So what? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund Agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it per token Monga Panuso. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for a 20 kwacha.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Hello early birds, welcome to our exclusive interview right here on Life in the Morning for our entertainment segment. We are joined by Masulani Zulu. Masulani, please tell us who Masulani is.
Oh, well, Masulani Zulu, I'm an accountant by profession.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm Philip or Twilip. Yeah, because I always have a lot going on my social media. And I also have some businesses that I run on my own.
Okay. So, apart from being an accountant, you're a businessman. So, what type of businesses are you involved in?
Okay, we run a car wash. There's a car wash that we have, a car wash in the garage with my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Tata Car Wash and Garage. Yeah, it's somewhere in Matero.
Where exactly, Matero?
In
Just
Matero.
in case
Off.
we want free car washes.
Yeah. So it's off Commonwealth Road.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a famous bus station called Pashuga. So,
Pashuga.
Yeah, so, yeah, so just look for where Pashuga is.
Okay. What else is that all? Or?
And also I have dogs. Yeah, I do dog breeding. So there are some breeds that I have which whenever they have litters and I supply them to people.
Okay, so what type of dogs are we looking at?
The pit bull.
Okay.
Yeah, one big pit bull and a boabo.
Oh, so those are vicious dogs. So, Masulani, our main topic for this weekend is the social and economical impact of COVID-19 right here in Zambia. And as an accountant, how do you think this is affecting us economic-wise? Sorry.
As we've seen, I think almost in the entire world is affected by the COVID in the sense that businesses, the environment is not healthy. Like it's not good for business because people's movements are limited. And by limitation of movements, it means certain aspects in the business sector are affected, like the transport. So you find the people are not traveling as much as they can. So that means the people that have businesses that are in the transport and they get their income has been sort of reduced. Yeah.
So, you dabble also as a celeb or tweleb. Can you please explain what a tweleb or celeb is exactly?
Okay, so basically it's just someone who has like a lot going on there. If it's Facebook, if you have a good number of followers, you qualify to be called that because you can't call yourself a celebrity. So you wait for people to call you that, yeah. So.
No, but I believe you're a celebrity. I mean, if you find one of my comments funny or my posts funny, I'm like, okay, no, that was really funny because you, I identified as one of Zambia's meme kings, so to say. Do you pride yourself in that?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in that. I actually have all my J's number behind. I call myself Meme Lord. So,
oh, wow, Meme Lord.
Yeah. So I was given that title, I didn't claim it, so
okay.
Yeah.
So how has the twelebrity and celebrity fame helped you in other ventures?
I've had quite a good number of endorsements, ranging with different companies. So I've been able to I've worked as a brand influencer for a lot of big brands that we have here, and that has helped me. It's also become a source of income. So it's just not the memes. So at the end of the day, the memes are paying bills.
So it's not like the way our parents always say that phone won't take you anywhere. That social media won't take you anywhere.
And speaking of that, I actually got on a plane.
Are you serious?
Going for Day of Thunder.
You've never been on a plane before that? Wow.
So Facebook finally took me somewhere. So
I just want you to give like a little small speech for future meme lords and, inspire them and tell them maybe one day they'll also get to fly.
I'm telling you, Mandy, this life, just do whatever you do, whatever you can, and then just make sure you're in good books with people and avoid negativity. And I think that's all I can say.
Okay. So, according to those brand deals and all of that, how have they, have the deals stopped coming in because of the COVID, or they're still going on? What's happening exactly with your deals?
Okay, so far with the COVID, we've had a lot of events that have been cancelled and they can't take place. Okay. So I have had quite a number, like about 4 deals that I had 4 gigs that I was supposed to push, but we couldn't go on because of the COVID. So it's been something else. Yeah.
Well, that's because I remember I saw a certain post on Facebook where you were invited for the Mosi Day of Thunder. Were you flying this year as well? Or?
Yeah, I think we were supposed to fly. I wasn't really, the logistics were not communicated, but yeah.
I need to rethink maybe my career.
But you see, with Facebook, you can always do it at any time. You're always on your phone.
But how have you used your influence to help spread awareness and bring laughter in households at the same time?
What I chose was I focus more on telling people to share information that is only from verified sources. Because when the COVID thing came in, we had a lot of people who were sharing, and that's not good. So what I did was I made some videos which were encouraging people to share information that was only from verified sources, because there were a lot of cases that we had people who were sharing and confirmed things, and then that brought about uncertainty around our people, and that's not good for the economy.
But do you think people are more relaxed now than earlier on when the virus just hit Zambia?
Yeah, I think people have actually become a lot relaxed now, because if you go into buses now, you find that maybe people don't even have masks on. But at first, people were more cautious and everything. And this time around, it's sad that this is when it's actually bad. Like the number of cases have gone up. So this is the time that we need to really be cautious with the way we move around.
Okay, so before we close up, I just want to find out something. How do you manage your time, like with everything? You have your social media life, you have your accounting job, you have your dog breeding, you have you have brand deals to endorse. How do you keep up with all of that, with all this ruckus going on around the country with COVID-19? How are you keeping sane?
I think what's very important in life is trying to strike a balance. You have to know what I'm at work right now. Let me focus on what I have to do at work. Okay. I'm on Facebook now. Let me see what jokes I can crack. Just like that, you also look at how you can make more money by looking at the other ventures that seem to be promising.
Okay. So how can people get to see your memes, your business ventures? What social media platforms are you on, and how can they reach out to you?
Okay, my Facebook is Masulani Zulu, and then on Twitter it's Masulani_. Okay. Yeah, and also on Instagram it's Masulani_. So those are my social media handles.
Any Facebook page?
Yes, there's a page called Z Rosters that I run with my friend, and then that's one of a few big pages that we have in Zambia that produces some memes.
Masulani, it has been a pleasure to have you here with us, and we hope that you stay safe and have a good weekend.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, early birds, keep on watching right here on Live TV. This is Life in the Morning.
masebenza bwanje mama. Chungende sakho na iwe. Pali bako ma 20 apolo ma 5 kwajani.
Amakoino sasinjira kumuzonda
makoino songachinjeka kubantu abane ndiyotopana na 5 hours pamene pano leyo.
Kamba nani.
That is why you need to get an e-token, sir. It is faster and easier.
To what? The e-tolling card is a National Road Fund Agency card. So all you have to do is just credit it in Dalama and you'll be able to use it per token Monga Panuso. To avoid the inconveniences, so you have to start looking for a 20 chocolate cherusha banso.
Introducing the electronic toll card. It's easier, faster, and secure. Access the e-toll cards from all toll gates across the country or the agency's head office in Lusaka at only 30 kwacha.
This message is brought to you by the National Road Fund Agency, a sustainable road fund.
Welcome back, early birds. You are still here with us right here on Live TV, and this is Live in the Morning. So guys, are you okay? Are we still good too? Still boiling?
Still good. Cold morning.
It's a cold morning. It's actually 13
So it looks
degrees
like she can't breathe, eh?
Celsius.
Don't worry, next time put a heater, okay?
But I think it'll be warm next week. I mean, we're getting into August, right?
Yeah, we are in August. First day.
You guys are still...
We're still in
Stop planning
August.
things. Stop planning things. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Really? Is it because of the coronavirus that you're saying anything can happen now?
You can plan things, but we don't hold the destiny. Anything can happen.
We should know by now, right?
Exactly. Look, it's August and now it's still cold.
No planning birthday parties.
What? You can still have birthday parties.
No, you can't.
From your household.
Alone?
Yes.
Where's the fun in that?
Yourself. You have to be fun yourself. You have to make yourself fun. My birthday is in December. Hopefully this lockdown is...
Kid December, boys.
Yeah, December, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, December when?
14th.
December 14th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's before Christmas. Yeah. The lit month. Speaking of lit, you guys, today we have the Mossy Vibes at Home. Yes.
Oh, it's a watch party, isn't it? It's online, right?
It's online, yes.
Awesome.
Streaming,
Amazing stuff.
basically. I can't wait for that.
Chef is on it.
Chefy, Bombshell, you know.
And then there's that guy. What's his name?
Which guy?
I want to...
Don't say it.
I'm excited to hear what...
Please say it correctly.
Please say it correctly.
This I want to hear.
I'm waiting
leave me alone. Leave me alone.
How does it look?
How does it look like?
Handsome.
Really?
Which guy?
The one who was sitting on the bins.
What bins? Really? You're making this more difficult than it was.
You
No.
guys didn't watch the advert?
What advert?
The Mossy Day of Thunder advert.
Okay.
The guy who was sitting on the bench.
Yes.
Okay. Guy sitting on the bench. Chola thinks you're handsome.
Good looks. Big up.
Chola thinks you're very handsome.
Anyway, nice interview, by the way. So we had Masilani over with the entertainment segment. So speaking of entertainment, we have a lot of things coming up that happened. Basically, we had new music pop up by Marky 2, Pompey. Did a beautiful song, came out a few days ago. Slap D came through as well with Bosiswa. Amazing collabo.
Savuka.
What's it called?
Savuka.
It's called Savuka, actually. It's Savuka. But she said it with an accent. It's actually Nyanja. Savuka, you know.
Savuka is Nyanja.
You.
I thought we had it under control. We spoke.
I thought Savuka was like Bemba or something.
Actually, it could be.
You know, it's a vernacular slang word.
I was impressed that she was actually doing.
Actually, she had a few Bemba words in the song, eh?
Yeah, the chorus had a lot of Bemba in it.
Yeah, it's good Savuka.
But I was happy how she was able to mix. I'm sure that was Zulu. I should think. Her native language and our language, mixing that up, and it never really had much of a change of tone to it. It just flowed perfectly. That's how we're united as Africans. She's got a lot of energy. If I could dance like that, I would be dancing everywhere.
But wait, did you have a look at Chef's wedding?
Oh yes, I did.
Beautiful, eh?
It was beautiful. It was gorgeous.
The decor was dope, though. It was amazing.
Her dress was everything.
I think,
dress was
personally, I think after seeing the wedding, I'm like, 2020, it's a wrap. Let's start 2021. Maybe 2021 is better. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a wrap. It's done.
No, I think that was like the wedding.
Shouldn't it be like, okay, Kansi, we still got this for 2020? Like it's not yet over.
Well, let's see what other events are gonna come up. Of course, we have the PR Girl Media.
Lusaka July has been
July, but then it's now September.
I would have been yellow today.
You can still make it. Just move backwards.
That's so yellow.
Wait. So if they postpone it to September, this is. What are you laughing at?
She wants to know if it's going to be called Lusaka September, right? Yes, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
Let her ask her question, please, Elvis.
Yes. Are we sure we're still going to have it in September? Because, the way things are going, numbers are going up. And the reason that it was postponed was because numbers are going up.
Yeah, but let's just hope that with the heat coming on, obviously we'll have less numbers coming on, and then people, of course, doing the right thing, sanitizing, masking up, doing social distancing and so on. So we're hoping that the numbers go down so we can get back to our lives. We miss the chills.
I miss
we have RNG events coming up, guys.
I miss
Fortress Media is doing big things.
Like you have no idea.
I think I wish I could wait for that. I wish I would attend the Mosi Day.
I've actually never attended, eh?
It's actually going to be
no, you see, usually the time that it happens, I'm either out of town or I'm working from somewhere else, and I'm just
out of town? You're always at home.
Which one have you never attended?
What's the day of thunder?
She's about to scold you.
What's the day of thunder?
Out of town, it's in Livingston. You're supposed to go out of town.
I know!
For it.
But then I'm saying out of town, like the other side of Zambia. Come on. Our country is quite big.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
If you say so.
I don't have money for tickets to fly myself from Ndola to Livingston.
But in my bus.
Support your local team. Jump on a bus.
Well, we have local airlines.
Exactly. So support them. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, so it's still supporting local people. But I really miss Oktoberfest though.
Really? You never miss?
I never miss Oktoberfest.
Exactly.
It's kind of disappointed that they moved it to Lusaka though.
Why?
The trip was fun.
With your friends. But have you had a look at the new venue?
No, I haven't.
It's amazing.
Really?
You haven't looked at it?
No, the time that they came to Lusaka, I just was like, no.
It was good. It was good. Trust me. It was different. It was chilled. It was good.
No.
Enjoyed it.
So I can't wait to stream the concert tonight. You never miss?
Never miss.
Wow. Okay. Oh guys, this vanilla chai is everything.
Yeah, it's actually warming me up. I'm feeling a lot better.
And it's just...
I think I had I had gone.
What happened?
Gone where?
It was just not happening anymore. I was so cold.
Don't
I
leave
was shaking.
Don't leave me!
Okay.
So, are we streaming the show tonight from our houses?
Definitely, can't miss it.
No, I'll be calling you like, yo, did you see?
We'll probably be bumping you're dancing on the other side. We're like,
yeah,
doing the most.
Do you know who Bombshell is?
I know Bombshell.
Okay.
She's trying to look her up. You're allowed to, Just hi Bombshell, what's up? Follow her on Insta. You're allowed to.
Yeah, allowed to.
I'm looking for the artists who are going to be on the lineup.
Look for the guy on the Benz, please.
That's what I'm looking for.
You're looking for the guy on the Benz. I think we'll check in with Fortress and we'll ask them.
No, you're not helping. You all are not helping.
Do you need his number?
We still have it. Don't worry.
This is his name. I can write it. I don't know how to say it.
Wow, okay. Oh, Dave. Dave, you're the handsome guy on the Benz.
Dave. I think it's Dave Zambia, if I'm right.
Dave Zambia, yeah.
Okay.
Dave
So just-
Zambia. That's the handsome guy on the Benz.
There's Bombshell,
Dave Zambia,
Dave Zambia,
Chef 187.
Chef 187,
Uh-huh.
and DJ Hussein.
Superstar
The superstar DJ himself.
See, I told you you hadn't said all the names that we needed to say.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Now, what do you know about soccer?
Nothing.
Exactly, that's why I wanted to scold you there. Good. Educate her, please.
Well, soccer is a sport where they kick the ball around. So why don't... I'm sorry. It's all love.
We can write it down for you. It's like this. This is a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like this. So this is a pitch, right? This is
You guys, come on, one TV. They can't see what we're
There's
doing.
like 11 people on each team. And we're speaking soccer. So apparently because of Corona, we had to shut down a lot of sports activities, which ranged from which ranged rather. Sorry about that. It's cold. Ranged from soccer, basketball, golf, tennis. Almost everything was basically put on hold. So now that we've management and soccer association teams and the FA and so on have realized that there's a lot of revenue that's being lost through Corona, which is sad. A lot of jobs have been lost through Corona. Now most games are being played under closed doors, meaning fans are not allowed to be at the actual stadium or pitches or basically live watch it. So you only watch it either online or TV screen and so on. So Zambia also participated in that, and now we have the soccer the soccer league back in full motion with Napster Stars kicking it and doing the most. We have some more games coming on this weekend, right? Are you trying to look it up?
Wait, no. Listen, you see what I am trying to talk about? You're talking about Zambian soccer, and I feel bad because I really watch. I am a Ghana supporter.
There you go. You are my guy.
What you're talking about, I'm not really...
No. Power Dynamos.
Okay. Oh, okay. I don't like
you. Hate us that much?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, no, okay. English games. What team do you support?
I'm a Manchester United fan. Don't scold me. Hey! Here we go. So big ups to Liverpool, apparently. They won the league, the Premier League.
Oh, after such a long time.
Guys, you're still
30
talking about
years.
that.
30 years.
We're going to rub it
about
in.
that.
It's 30 years. It's a long
I
time.
don't watch soccer and I'm over it. I'm sure the rest of the world is over it.
No?
No, they're not. First of all, I need to take you to a game. You need to understand the vibe.
I used to watch soccer. I understand the vibe. I understand the hype. But they won like 3 weeks ago. Let's move on.
We can't move on.
It can't be last week.
Are you feeling fine? Is everything okay?
Tell us, what team do you support? Why are you
What
so
team were you
angry?
supporting?
What
Yes,
team
what team
were
were
you
you supporting?
supporting?
I don't watch soccer.
No,
No,
this I want to know.
you seem so angry. Please
I don't
tell
watch
us what
soccer.
No, what team? Let me guess. Arsenal. Oh.
I don't watch soccer.
Well, you have a chance today because Arsenal is playing against Chelsea in the FA Cup final.
Why are you pushing it on me? I said I don't watch soccer.
You look like an Arsenal fan. So, if not, then Chelsea. So you can, just support one of the teams at least. One is red and one is blue. So just pick a struggle.
Color.
Yeah.
Pick a color.
Red, blue.
Which color do you like?
Red.
I'll go with
Her nails are red.
I'll go with Arsenal.
You see?
You're colorblind for one thing. Those nails are not red.
They're red.
They're pink.
What color is this?
Peach. That's purple. What color is that?
It's a color. That's what matters. It's just there.
All right. So, as you've said, we have Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yes, playing in the FA Cup final today.
Which is what time? Can you, just to remind our viewers, what time we're having?
Which
game?
I got this.
Okay, but aren't you excited the fact that we actually crawled from the bottom as Manchester United to third place?
We proved Chelsea a point. Say, guys, we're not as bad as you think we are.
No, we've actually really tried. I think over the whole season, I think as a team we've really pulled through.
Definitely.
Because we were all the way down here, and to be in the top three, that was something.
Exactly. And also, another amazing thing is now the Champions League is back. So we have teams from all over Europe that are playing soccer. They're still playing together. I'm just trying to explain this to you so that you can understand. We moving on the same page.
Just looking at you like, I'm going to kill this person. After the show, I will see you outside. Catch me outside. How about that?
Don't leave me. So also golf is back. So the PGA Tour is back. The MotoGP is back. It's the Formula One was going on a few weeks ago. I think it's still going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing that now we can still pick ourselves up after Corona and put things back in order, and hopefully the new normal will pull through.
All right. So before we continue, we have to give away another prize.
Cholo, your take. You like things.
Please give away our next prize.
We're giving away the T-shirt.
Yep.
Yes.
Two T-shirts. Two
T-shirts.
T-shirts. Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. These guys worked for these T-shirts. They're dope, right?
They're actually dope.
They're pretty dope. I want one of those.
I actually want one.
So hustle till you make a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the motto in life.
Always aside.
Oh yes. So the winners are Tikambenji Namonje Hantuba.
Is that one name? Is that one name?
Yeah, that's one of the names. And then the other winner is Luciana Ngaba Rulu. Sorry if I pronounced any of those names wrong, eh? But yeah, you guys have won yourselves T-shirts. Get in touch with us. Come pick up your dope T-shirt, eh? Hustle till you make it.
Just repeat the names one more time, just in case they missed it. In case
I didn't say it right.
Okay, let me help you. So the winners for the T-shirts are Tikambenji Namonga Hantuba. Oh, that's a mouthful. Sorry, love, but that's. And then we have Luciana Gaba Rulu. Okay, next time, can we please pick people with easier names?
Did you pick
No,
the
but
names?
come on, they won. They deserve it. They deserve it.
I know.
And if their names are hard to say, they still work.
I know my name.
Please.
But they're actually beautiful names. It's just that I can't say them.
Ngaba. Is it Ngaba or Nsaba?
Ngaba, I
It's
think.
Ngube.
Ngaba.
Ngube is the other one.
You haven't even seen their name.
Ngube is for the
I have it somewhere.
confusing people.
So please, Luciana and Tikambenji, please inbox the Live TV network and we will get back to you. And you can come through and pick up your T-shirts. You'll be given directions on the locations where to come and pick up your T-shirts. So
one more prize left. The big prize.
The big prize.
What's the big prize?
And this person put in work, eh?
They invited.
They put in a lot
They
of work.
invited.
They earned this.
They got super likes. All right.
They got all the likes.
They got all the likes. They got everything. All the likes. So he gave away the photo shoot. Oh, who was our lucky winner for the photo shoot?
Photo shoot went to Kampambangulube.
Yeah. Lucky person. I want a photo shoot.
So are they allowed to bring somebody else?
I wonder. I should find out.
No, but they will get in contact with Fortress Media and I think they will be given T's and C's.
Terms and conditions.
Yeah.
They always apply.
Yeah.
Things that we never read, you know that? Like, do you accept?
And then
Yes.
is it
You know, we always
studio,
just accept.
Yeah.
outside studio, such things. They need to find all of that out.
Yeah.
But it's pretty dope. I mean, I
Alright.
don't think I've actually been for like a formal photo shoot.
Why? What is it that you do? I'm curious. You don't watch soccer? You don't...
Why?
Okay, sorry.
Why am I attacking you?
I have a chance to.
Wow.
And I have witnesses.
Oh, wow.
So I can do it.
Oh, today has been an interesting morning.
Okay, wait. There's a comment I'd like to read. It's about the COVID-19, okay?
Yeah.
So it's basically our topic, which the impact of social and economic activities on COVID-19. Okay, so there's a comment that came from Kenny Njovu.
Can you hold that thought? Sorry, I've been looking at this like the whole time I've been here. Oh,
that was a serious comment.
I know, but I just I needed
Food.
You can't get enough food.
Okay, pass me that.
What? That's mine.
Okay, anyway.
All right, continue.
So there's a comment that came from Kenny Njovu.
Okay, he says, the 909 COVID-19 emergency line is answered very quickly, but you can't find any help or hope from it. Okay, they can't even suggest to you the nearest testing center. I pleaded with them to tell me the nearest testing center, but they said I should not worry because I was okay. They said the symptoms I mentioned were not sufficient to suggest that I can have the virus, but most of our national leaders didn't present symptoms but were found to be positive. I had to go to a private hospital.
Well,
Sad. It's very sad.
I actually don't even know.
He actually has a point because
you know
we have a lot of people that actually don't show symptoms.
Yeah.
But they're positive. So he was worried, and it's only right that if you're worried, you take the right steps.
Yeah. Which
you contact the 909 COVID emergency number. Okay, the various numbers that you're given. So you contact them. Of course, they'll pick up as he says, but then he did not get any help.
Yeah.
Because all they told him is you're fine, which is, I think it's a bit worrying. Because I think if I feel a certain type of way, I should take precautions.
Especially such a thing as COVID-19, I don't think we have to let it, slide. It's something that we have to pay attention, because this guy is trying to protect himself and others as well.
Exactly.
Because this is a disease that is passed on from person to person. So he's not only doing it for himself, but for others around him as well.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy. Anyway, guys, let's just have a quick recap here.
Before you go there, let's thank the sponsors.
Yeah.
Woolworths did the most. Breakfast was amazing. Okay, I'll give you a chance to talk about that, okay?
All right, guys, this is Malva pudding. Fancy.
Sponsored by Woolworths.
Sponsored by Woolworths. And I think this is such a great dessert. We eat breakfast or after a heavy meal. It's beautiful.
How do you like yours? With custard, ice cream?
I love it with ice cream, and Woolworths has the best ice cream. I hope they can bring me some next time.
Always remember to shop at Woolworths. It's the best place ever. You get your clothes, you get your food, healthy foods, no preservatives. I hate that word, preservatives.
Yeah.
Got it right. Awesome. Anyway, Woolworths, thank you very much. Did the most. Ink Drop, Fortress Media, The Manor.
Oh, The Manor.
Told you, let's go for spa. You're like, no.
Speaking of The Manor, it's finally time to give away the grand prize. And our lucky winner is Gwang Gwang Gwang.
To my danger.
So our winner for a spa treatment and a pedicure at The Manor is Towela Tiffany Wembia. You win yourself a pedicure and a spa treatment at The Manor. Please forward your information to Live TV on our page, on our Facebook page, and we will get back to you. Towela, I hope you have a great time at The Manor, because I would want to win that.
Yeah.
Can we recount? I need that. I really do need it.
Okay, so Ink Drop, they are the guys who sponsor the t-shirts, yeah?
The t-shirts. How so do you make it?
Unfortunately, I'm not wearing one. No one is wearing one today. But I'm sure one of these days we'll show you guys what those t-shirts look like. They're quite dope. They're really pretty.
Yeah.
I wanted one for myself, but our producer, she said no. They're not for us.
We'll steal them.
And also a big shout out to our stylist for today and going forward, Tia's Closet. Please go to Facebook, like the page, Instagram as well, Tia's Closet, and get yourself some fancy outfits.
Yep. And then Woolworths, guys, it's not just for clothes. You've seen,
we
have all the food as well.
Nice food.
You can literally do your grocery shopping there.
Food that makes you speak proper English.
Oh, when you eat it, love.
See? That kind of thing.
You know, I'm done with you guys for today. I'm trying to tell the people
your
to go and
accent
do their shopping.
changes.
You need to love us, because we're together every Saturday. You need to love us.
Just you even stop feeling cold.
You guys, Fortress. Okay, we have heard. Fortress did the photo shoot. They're the ones who are sponsoring the photo shoot. Yeah. Thank you for that. And Live TV for the talk time.
Yeah. But next time, I want some.
Guys, are you saying thanks to me as well?
No. Guys, can we just be thankful we have breakfast?
Okay.
We had the breakfast.
We had the breakfast.
We are thankful. It was very
We
good.
are the breakfast.
Wow. So, breathe. Breathe. It's okay. Just breathe. Just woosa, girl. Woosa.
Okay.
So,
wrapping up the show, back to the topic, guys. Let's just take it up. What do you have to say?
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I feel like this was a very productive show. I enjoyed our interviews. I enjoyed chatting with everyone who came through today. We learned so much from Kasapo telling us about the Lusaka Food Bank and all the work that's being done in our communities. We had Fortress come through and they were telling us about the media industry, how they got into it, what they've been doing, and the good work that they're doing. And also, kind of just giving us a little nudge to say, if you are into this, just leap, take that leap, do it, come out there, join us, and you might just find that you enjoy it a whole lot more than you thought you would.
Yeah.
And also, they are always looking for interns. So if you feel like you could intern, come through, see what you could do here, see what you could learn from them. Masulani, I kept on saying
funny guy.
Yeah, I kept on saying his
Funny
name
guy.
wrong. This is someone
She got
I
it
follow.
right.
She got it right. Yes. This is someone I follow on Twitter, and I find him so funny. But when it came to saying the name today, I couldn't say it right, and they kept on making fun of me because of that. Thank you so much, Masulani, for coming through, having that interview with us. You're a very entertaining guy.
Yes, it is.
We loved having you around. Tia also.
For the lovely wardrobe.
Not only dressing us, but also, just sharing her time with us.
The
That
drip
was
is
really
on
great.
point. It's a swag, eh?
Drip is forever. Elvis, anything?
For me, I think let's continue doing what we can do. Corona is real, guys. Mask up, sanitize your hands, wash up as much as you can.
And bath. I know it's cold.
And bath. And
That's shorts, just here.
That's shorts. Wow. Well, early birds, thank you for joining us right here on Life TV. This is Life in the Morning. Please make sure to join us again next week, same time, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on Life TV channel 112 on Topstar. In case you would like a recap, you can visit our Facebook page, which is Life TV, and you can sit down and rewatch your favorite bits and pieces all over again. Have a blessed,
thank you, ma'am.
Blessed. Oh, it's a long weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's a month of August.
Oh.
not that August. August. Month of August. Let's keep it like that.
Stay safe. Mask up. This is Life in the Morning.
Thank you.